it's a kind of rowing where you have 2 oars. There's another kind of rowing called sweep rowing where you have just 1 oar that you're controlling on your side of the boat. But we like sculling because it's more symmetrical. And Pat did really well. It was one summer she won like 5 gold medals. She's really a very accomplished sculler and coach.
Did you know that? I feel like I didn't know that. And I feel like I've met Pat multiple times. I didn't know that she won 5 gold medals.
She won more than that total, you know. But she gets invited every year to go to Vermont to the oldest and most well-known sculling center in the country to coach. And she's right here in Stockton. She's a jewel. And so she really likes to work with people that have disabilities or rehabbing. And so one day I said to her, you know, she kept saying, well, you know, these two things go together, you know. I said, well, do it, you know, don't talk about it, do something. Yeah. So she started it, you know, really small, and now it's grown a bit, and we're kind of running different programs. So on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings there's a wonderful program for people with disabilities. So we have people in wheelchairs that come down. We bring them down to the dock, get them into their boats, and they're out there rowing, and they can feel like everybody else, you know. Otherwise, they're stuck at home, you know, not a lot to do. We have people with traumatic brain injuries.
So disability, that kind of took me by surprise. I didn't know that you would still be able to do something with disabilities. I thought that it's like a full body movement.
All right, it is. So what they have, they've developed some seats that are fixed. So you can actually take the same boat that has a sliding seat and have a fixed seat in there, and then you strap people in. So we have one rower, I don't know if you read in the Stockton Record, there was a rower who got to go to the Paralympic training camp a couple of months ago with Pat. They were both invited, and she got strapped in, but she can use her trunk and her arms, but she can't use her legs because she was born with no legs from above the knees down. In fact, she lives right near here.
Yeah?
Yeah. So Rachel has been rowing now for 2 or 3 years. She moved here from Oregon because Pat was coaching her via video on erg machines. Ergometer is a rowing machine. And then eventually she came down for a weekend, and we got her in a boat. And then she came down another weekend. We got her back in the boat again, and she moved. She said, I'm coming here. And so she uprooted herself, you know, and she lives now in Stockton. And she's it's an amazing story. And so there are several people like that with different kind of stories of traumatic brain injury. And then she also wanted a program for vets. And the veterans, that's an interesting group, you know, because they come, a lot of baggage that they're carrying around. And they can come there and, man, they just feel so free out on the water and you're very concentrated because every stroke you got to really pay attention because you might flip over, you might flip the boat. After they get to a certain point, we start them out with pontoons so they're not going to flip over. But once they take the pontoons off, you know, you're a little vulnerable out difference?
There. All hands on deck.
Yeah. And the vets just, you know, they just speak so highly of the program.
Yeah?
Yeah. There was an article in the front page of the Record a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Some of the vets and one of the guys lost 50 pounds rowing with us and, you know, riding his bike now he rides his bike down to the place where we row. And
what were you doing, Alex?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Man, now that he tells me that, you know, you can do, I have, compared to what you just told me, my disability is not that bad. I mean, I have a bad knee. I have a severe knee issues. But now hearing that, sounds like I can come down and figure something out.
Maybe,
maybe. So, yeah, I'm coming. What about you, Linda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hot. I gotta get in the water.
Man, I've been wanting. You know, it's funny that we're talking about all this. I've been wanting to kayak for like the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just haven't gotten out there, but Here we go. Here's the opportunity to do something else.
Right, yeah.
And put some energy into it. Feel good about yourself.
We all could get in some kind of shape.
I
Right?
ain't, trust me. Who are you talking to?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, you are no, get it out, London.
Yeah.
Your wife is holding an event next month.
Yes,
called
she is.
Discover Sculling.
Right, that's right. And we started this program last summer for kids 12 to 16, maybe 17, or maybe even 11 if they're kind of tall and mature. Space is kind of limited because to teach that several people, we got to have people that are going to be supporting them also. And we really rely a lot on volunteers. And we have a core of people that are just amazing in the time that they put in and the care they give to the programs. But so we need more volunteers too. But anyway, the program's going to run in July on Monday and Wednesday mornings from 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning. And we'll put kids in rowing machines first to learn the sequence of how to really do it the right way. And then they get into boats, wide boats first. And they're going to feel a little comfortable with that. We'll put them in a double boat with an experienced rower behind them. Mm-hmm. And then we'll eventually put them in a single boat with pontoons, so like a tricycle, and then take off the pontoons, and they'll be rowing independently. Several of them, maybe all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is essentially a sculling camp.
Right.
Over. So it's not come on July 10th and we're going to do all this in one day. It's no, come on July 10th and for the rest of the days.
Right.
And you're going to learn this entire process.
It's over 3 weeks, so it'd be the 10th and 12th, 17th and 19th, and 24th and 26th. So 3 weeks, Monday and Wednesday mornings. But they'll need to kind of contact deltasculling.org and there's a Facebook page and so on. Because those spaces are being kind of limited.
Yeah, how many people are you thinking about?
We're thinking probably we might be able to do about 10 people.
10 people?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So something like that.
Yeah.
Probably no more than 10.
And was it full last year?
Last year we had, I think, 5, and we were hoping for 5 or 6 to see what it was like. So we got kids from neighborhoods like in South Stockton who don't normally get a chance to even go to the Delta. It's a little bit further away. And we had some kids from Lincoln and school district too, and so we'll see who shows up.
It's really good. I really appreciate. I'm not 12 to 16, so I'm not going to be attending this specific event. But it's really cool that it's offered, and I think it's $100 for the entire session, for the entire course over 3 weeks.
Right.
I think that's pretty cheap for the experience that you are probably going to get if you go out and you.
It is, and Pat makes it really clear that if people have financial needs, we'll figure out a way to help out. So, if it needs to be less than 100, 50%, or, maybe in some cases a full scholarship even. Depending on if the kids are really intent on doing all the sessions, are going to be there on time. And if transportation's a problem, we might be able to try to work out something on that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
just like what you told us about coming out, and cause I know there's this event going on, but you also go here sculling here just in town, right? Or is it always on the Delta?
Right here in town at the end of March Lane, there's Buckley Cove.
Right?
Yeah, Buckley Cove is where we have, we've rented spaces there that we could make sort of a boathouse. It's not an ideal boathouse. It's just a bunch of bays that we sort of put together and put racks in there. And we got boats in there, but it's worked out pretty well. Yeah.
So if someone wants to come down there and join you, when do you do that?
Well, a good time to come would be on a Tuesday or a Thursday morning right now, and they can see the program for people with disabilities. But we'll have people there for sure. And Saturday mornings we're also there but we're pretty busy because we run a couple of different programs for. We don't call them able-bodied. We call them temporarily able-bodied people, which is what we all are, really. You know, those of us who claim to be able-bodied, we just kind of temporarily able-bodied. So,
I think Alex knows a little bit about that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So this knee's been hurting you for a while, Alex?
He's got a bionic knee, is the truth. He's trying to...
Yeah, I've had some... I heard it a few years ago, and from then on, it's just been 4 or 5 surgeries, and then just pain since.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know how that is, and the arthritis starts to set in.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's been a process, especially for any athlete.
Yeah.
To get told you can't be athletic anymore.
Yeah.
That's been probably the hardest thing, more than just dealing with the pain and stuff like that. Just not being able to be active.
Right.
So trying to find something that you can do.
Yeah.
You still want to do something and compete.
Yeah, and compete.
You know, and I think that's for anybody that's hurt as an athlete. I think that's the hardest thing, finding something that you can compete in. And, and be active. So, you know, when I hear things like that, you know, it does pique my interest a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
There's not a lot you can do. I mean,
yeah. I always loved sports, and you know, at the age of 55, I started this rowing stuff, and I compete. I'm 70 years old right now. I compete.
Okay.
So 2 summers ago, we did a half marathon. Pat was the only one in a single boat with a woman in a single boat who did the full marathon row.
Oh my goodness.
26 miles, 4.5 hours out on the water.
Wow.
And
She
mine
exhausted
was.
at the end?
I did the half marathon. I thought a half was enough, but mine was about an hour and 52 minutes, which is still plenty of time on the water, you know.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said, was she completely wiped after?
Well, it's funny. You get sort of charged up from it, you know, but then it hits you after a while.
You're still going.
And
you
you're
stop.
right.
That adrenaline still has you, man. It kind of get that second or third kind of push as soon as you're done. It sometimes it feels like, especially when it's a good night out or on the water or in the gym or something like that. You know, you get that. Kind of want to do it again, but then all of a sudden, boom.
What's nice, though, is we can do this throughout the year. You know, we're out there all year round. Now, there are a few weeks when it's kind of cold, and so we'll just work on the ergs, on the rowing machines and stuff,
when it's raining.
keeping fit. Or raining, yeah. Or too much fog or something. You know, you don't want to go out there and crash into something.
Sounds very unpleasant.
So
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, you could still be a competitor. You know, there's a lot of regattas every year. So in the spring they have 1 kilometer races, sprint races, and then in the fall they have 5 kilometer races, about 3.1 miles, that are longer races. Take about maybe 25, 30 minutes to do those.
I would pay to see you do that.
You'd pay to see me do that?
Yeah.
It's.
I would.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I would.
He met me after, after sports. So he, if he would have been rolling with me back in the day, then he would know. But I don't know. Yeah, but you want to pay to see that? Okay.
I'm just saying you should do it. That'd be awesome.
If I can get out there and work.
I mean, even if
me.
I don't have to buy a ticket, I'll just give you the money. You know.
Well, that means you have to come out and
I'll give you $25. Yeah, definitely. I might be racing with you. I'll still give you $25.
You never know. There might be a superstar in there.
Hey, we'll find out.
You never know.
Me and you will tag up on the fall regatta. Half an hour. I'm sure Arshay would love to see that. Arshay would love to see that.
Yeah.
So
remember Arshay too, right?
Yeah.
So people might remember that Arshay Cooper was here last year, and he's coming again. I think he's going to come in November again, and he may pass through in July real quick, as I told you the other night. But he was on the first all-black rowing crew of eight guys, and they were doing sweep rowing, not sculling. But he wrote that book, Sugar Water. Yeah.
Great book.
It's a good book.
Did you read it? You finished it? I haven't had time to read anything. It's sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get to it this summer because I do really want to read it.
Yeah, it's a good book. And they're hoping to make that motion picture out of it 2018, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're doing with, getting all the actors and things together yet.
Who would you say would play Archie?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Someone totally new or Idris Elba? I don't know.
No, it can't be Idris Elba's not. They don't have the same build. I don't know. Nothing's coming to me. Like I have a face, but
Ice Cube playing Archie Cooper.
Ice Cube looks too mean.
He's the same guy in every movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Bob, you have Delta Sculling in the Delta Sculling Center. People can go out and they can join you during the week.
Yeah. If they contact through deltasculling.org, that'd be the best thing. And then Pat can sort of arrange a time when it's easy to kind of show what we do and introduce people to it.
And if you're out there listening and you haven't gotten the hint, they are very flexible and very kind people. And more than anything, they just want you to come out and have a good experience.
Yeah.
Which is always what it always turns into when I'm with Mr. Baba Prandy or his wonderful wife, Pat. And so then if you have kids from 12 to 16 or you are a kid age 12 to 16, you happen to listen to the show. It's this summer. Summer's getting ready to start for these youngsters.
Yeah.
I think coming up with this, if not next week, the week after, they'll be out of school and summer will be out for them. $100 or partial tuition, full tuition depending on your situation. You could be out here Mondays and Wednesdays for about 3 weeks learning how to scull and having a good time out on the Delta, learning something that you didn't know how to do before and gaining some experience that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
Yeah.
And so if you're out there, I'm going to make sure that we get posters of this and copies of this on the Facebook page.
Great. That's
and
great.
We'll leave a copy here posted. And if you want to leave some more copies here, absolutely more than welcome to do that.
And they'll see maybe even see a seal and a sea lion out there. We've got sea lions out here in the summer.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? You know what? I only asked this. I know this is kind of tangential, but you did say sea lions. There's a video circulating on the internet right now of you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
The sea lion is poking. They're like on a dock between boats, and the sea lion is poking up his head between a couple of the boats, and there's 10, 12 people looking down at it, just watching it, and it's watching them. And a little girl sits down on the railing right there, and the sea lion goes down like it's going to go away for a second, and then it comes back up and snatches her into the water. Oh. Her dad has to jump into the water and get her out. And everything ended up being totally fine. No one got hurt. Wow. But it was just shocking. It was just caught you off guard. So I just had to, as soon as you said that.
There's a whole different element out there.
Yeah.
That's not our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard some horror stories about dolphins, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking sports here on KXVS Sports. Mr. Bauer Prandy, I hope that you're going to stick around with us and talk with us in sports.
Yeah.
As we get into the
playoffs. Like to talk to playoffs.
Absolutely. So we're going to go to a quick break right here. Make sure that you stay tuned right here on KXVS. If you're listening on the app, make sure that you come back when we come back. This is Alex, Bob, and London. We'll be right back.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi. I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, before I left my campsite,